If I could get your attention, please. I really appreciate that. I'm Tom Hiles, and I'm Vice Chancellor for University Advancement. And all my jobs, which I tell Brady all the time, I have a great job here at University of Missouri, but of all my jobs, this is the most fun. And we have a very special announcement, and I'm not going to steal any of the Chancellor's thunder, but I will say I've had the great opportunity to work on a number of corporate partnerships over the years. And sometimes partnerships get thrown around a little bit too easily and overused. But in this case, when you look at the wonderful history of Enterprise and how they built their company from 1957 on, the Chancellor will talk more about that. It's an amazing story. And I will really compliment the Taylor family, the Kendall Taylor family, for having the good sense to hire a lot of Mizzou graduates and helping to build their company, and we're really proud of that and look forward to this announcement today. So with no further ado, let me introduce the platform party. We have, of course, MU's Chancellor Brady Deaton, and from Enterprise Holding, we have Joanne Taylor Kendall, who's the president of Enterprise Holding Foundation. Her daughter, Carolyn Kendall, we're very pleased to have as Vice President and Executive Director of the Enterprise Holding Foundation. We have Patrick Farrell, who's a very proud graduate of the journalism program in 1977. Oh, I wasn't supposed to mention that year, sorry. I'm just kidding. Pat and I've worked on this for a while, and we're really pleased to have him here. He's Vice President and Chief Marketing and Communications Officer from Enterprise. And then we also have two guests from Enterprise who are joining us today, too, who I want to introduce. One is Jim Mann, who's also a journalism graduate from 1977 and a director of the Taylor Family Office, and Laura Bryant, who's a journalism grad and director of corporate communication and director of corporate communications and a parent of the MU class member from 2015. And she just shared with me, she's also got another family member who's a daughter, is that correct? A son who's in the graduate program as well. So we're really thrilled to have all of our friends from Enterprise here today. So with no further ado, let me introduce Chancellor Brady Deaton, who's going to make our announcement. Thank you.
Tom, thanks very much, and welcome to everyone for being here with us on this what's truly a great day and a green day for the University of Missouri. And those of you that have not been back for some time to the campus, we welcome you. It's a little cooler than we might have wanted, and maybe a little wetter than we wanted, but every day here at Mizzou is a good day, and particularly those that we can mark as green in many ways. And I'm really an honor for me to welcome Joanne Taylor Kendall, Carolyn Kendall, Pat Farrell, Laura Bryant, and Jim Mann to the campus. And we look forward to many more opportunities as we bring a family together here. And let me say, having 3 children who've graduated from the University of Missouri, that's always a good decision. So we thank you, all of you, who are engaged in that process. And today we're here really to celebrate the generosity of Enterprise Holdings and the Enterprise Holdings Foundation. Let me give you just a little bit of background. Enterprise Holdings is the largest car rental provider in the world, measured by revenue, employees, and fleet, with an annual revenue of $15.4 billion and more than 74,000 employees. Enterprise Holdings and its affiliates own and operate almost 1.3 million cars and trucks, which include Alamo, Enterprise, and National. And important to us as Missourians is that Enterprise was founded in St. Louis in 1957 by Jack Taylor, and was named for the USS Enterprise, on which Jack served during World War II. After 56 years, Enterprise is still headquartered in St. Louis today. They hire graduates, and the number of Enterprise employees whose children attend MU is large and growing in quantity and quality, let me say. We always look to the future to improve what we have had currently or the past, so it's a good time to look ahead. And just as important, these people, the Enterprise, whole Enterprise family, contributes to the community and to the support of higher education in so many ways. When we started talking to Enterprise about areas where we could work together, we all knew how important St. Louis is to the University of Missouri. There's more than 51,000 MU alums in St. Louis. In the fall of 2012, we had more than 10,000 students from the greater metropolitan area of St. Louis. And much of our philanthropic support comes from our dedicated alums, donors, and volunteers in St. Louis. Members of the Jefferson Club alone, for example, have given $69 million to the university. We're also well represented at Enterprise at the highest levels of the organization. MU alumni there include Pam Nicholson, President and COO, Bill Snyder, Executive Vice President and CFO, and then, of course, Pat Farrell, Jim Mann, and Laura Bryant, who are with us today. We're proud of you as representatives of the University of Missouri, and we congratulate you on the incredible success of this very thriving corporation. There are between 600 and 700 MU grads working at Enterprise, and they're regularly recruiting and hiring more from the MU ranks. In the marketing and communications department alone, there are 15 MU alums, including 2 corporate officers. In addition, as part of the UM system, we're a corporate account for Enterprise, and all this to say that the relationship is strong and growing and will become stronger as we look to the future. And we're here today to celebrate that. And so it's my pleasure with that background to announce that in recognition of this relationship, Enterprise Holdings Foundation has made an unrestricted gift of $2 million to the University of Missouri. Well, I mentioned earlier that this was a green day for the University of Missouri, and it's a green day because green is the corporate color of Enterprise. This was a cash gift, green, and most important, based on mutual interests, this is a very important fundamental aspect of this announcement that in consultation with Enterprise, we will be using this gift to create an endowment to support the work of our Sustainable Energy Initiative, a core component of the Mizzou Advantage. We truly are looking to this fundamental aspect of sustainability globally in all that we are doing here at the University of Missouri. Enterprise is a family-owned company, and it cares deeply about the next generation, and that's symbolic in the nature of this gift as well. And just as we here at the university are very busy educating the next generation. Sustainable energy matters because we have a world that's changing dramatically and drawing on our ecology in so many fundamental ways as we seek to feed the future, provide energy for the future. And universities have a research responsibility to provide solutions to where energy will come from and how we intend to preserve our planet as we engage in this fabulous process of social and economic development. So our sustainability initiative is designed to combine the resources of this university, whether it's from the interdisciplinary plant group here at the university, or to our nuclear research reactor, or to the biomass power plant that Shibu Jose's research is undertaking on sustainable ecology to develop solutions and on a global scale, because Enterprise truly is operating at a global scale with a global perspective. The Mizzou Advantage area of sustainable energy addresses energy issues very broadly, and we bring into that mix all those components that I've mentioned already, as well as our College of Engineering in a major way, our educational programs, biofuels, biomass, energy efficiency in the best sense of the word. And this initiative also examines very closely the various policies associated with that greening process, if you will, the business models, the environmental impacts, and the cultural and social consequences of energy uses and production. We're proud of this relationship with Enterprise and the investment that they're making in our university, our students, and in the state of Missouri. This gift will advance our mission by funding that collaborative, innovative research and educational opportunity that is vested in the Mizzou Advantage in sustainable energy. The gift shows how Enterprise recognizes what Mizzou can do and do very well. The gift is fundamental to the core of our strategic plan, which is based on the Mizzou Advantage. We're working across disciplines in this respect to address real-world issues. We're also deeply proud of the Taylor Kendall family and the Enterprise team, and Pat Farrell in particular, for the tremendous work, Pat, that you've done in this respect. Your belief that we can accomplish here at Mizzou those critical answers to some of the important issues facing our world is a confidence that we appreciate very much, and we are honored and committed to fulfilling. We train, of course, talented journalists, as many of this team knows, at the world's first and best school of journalism. We also combine our unique strengths, our plant sciences, our energy research, our physics, our chemistry, to collaborate on the sustainable energy issues that we're really celebrating as we look to the future here together. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you to the Enterprise family for enabling us to make this announcement. And it's my pleasure with that to welcome Pat Farrell to the lectern.
Hello, it's good to be back home. And that's always how I feel when I come back here. Because as you travel through life, there are certain things that take on great meaning to you that actually help forge your life and where you're going to go as a successful human being. And the University of Missouri, and specifically the School of Journalism, is the entity that did that for me. And about a year ago, one of our senior executives, Greg Stubblefield, was invited to make a presentation at the business school. And he met the dean there, and they forged a relationship. And Greg brought it back to St. Louis and asked me if I would see if the relationship between the university and our company could come closer together based on some of the needs of the universities and the input that the school has on our business as well. So I was given that assignment, one that I happily took because of my relationship with the school, and I began to dig in deeper and understand the connection that went back and forth between the two companies, or between the company and the school. And as you heard, we have over 600 people that are currently employed here, but many more that have come through our company along the way. We have many senior executives who have already retired from the company that were helpful during the earliest days of the company when it was getting started. So between the corporate account that we have with the university, as well as the people that are employed coming from them, and some of them in leadership positions, we've had an opportunity to come to know the university and its input back to our company. And when I work with the Taylors, they also talk about trying to support initiatives, institutions that are meaningful to the St. Louis community. It's our corporate home, and Carolyn will talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but it's so important for us to have a great state university for our employees to draw on for their children, and I couldn't be more proud to call Missouri my home state as well as my home university. So when I was given the assignment of matchmaker, I happily took it, and I brought Brady Deaton in and Tom Hiles in, who helped with the initial conversations. And you know, if you're around Brady at all for any period of time, you understand the greatness of this university and what we're trying to accomplish. And he possesses about himself a great humbleness that comes across in such a way that is so meaningful to me as a graduate of this school, and knowing what we're trying to accomplish both here at the school, here in the state, and then for corporations that draw from this state university. So during the course of my life, when I left the journalism school, and I worked for a short period of time as a working journalist, and then found my way into the marketing communications worlds at various corporations until about 14 years ago, I landed at Enterprise. And I've stayed there because it's a perfect fit for me. If you get to know the Taylors, they remind me a great deal of Brady. They remind me a great deal of the University of Missouri. They're a solid Midwest family that is dedicated to excellence and the growth of their business and providing great opportunities for their employees in support of their customers. It's been a wonderful match for me, and I hope that you find an opportunity to support our company along the way, knowing that we have this great and growing relationship with the university. But as this all kind of culminates into the beginning of a stronger relationship, it's very important for me to stress the fact that they've constantly helped our business along the way. And it's a relationship that's two-way. It's not just us reaching out to the university with a gift. It's actually the university reaching back to us in support of us through a corporate account and through our employees as well. So it's a great day for me as an individual and as a graduate, but it's also a great day to introduce the Taylors and Enterprise to Mizzou and the beginning of a long relationship. So to address that, I'd like to introduce Carolyn Kindle, the Vice President and Executive Director of the Enterprise Holdings Foundation, who's joined us on the trip as well. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Pat, and good morning, everyone. My grandfather, Jack Taylor, founded our company in our hometown of St. Louis in 1957 with only 2 employees and 7 cars. Now, fast forward 56 years, you'll find Enterprise Holdings is still family-owned, still headquartered in St. Louis, and Jack Taylor is happy and healthy and just celebrated his 91st birthday. Now, over the years, the company has changed just a bit. Today, we employ more than 70,000 people around the world, and we operate more than 1 million vehicles under the Enterprise, National, and Alamo brands. But at our core, we are still Missourians with deep roots in the state and our beloved St. Louis, which has been home to our family for 5 generations. We have been very fortunate, and as our company has grown, so is our ability to provide more support to the institutions and initiatives that matter most to us. Today's gift to the endowment campaign of the University of Missouri is a perfect example of that commitment. The importance of this great university cannot be overstated. If you live in Missouri, you are very likely to hold a special place in your heart for our beloved Tigers. But to stop there would ignore the greater value of this university. Mizzou is our state's flagship public university, with a deep tradition of providing exceptional teaching, research, and scholarships to hundreds of thousands of students throughout its long history. This university, its leaders, faculty, and its graduates helps to shape the fortunes of every person and business that it touches. Our company, Enterprise Holdings, is one such beneficiary. Today, there exists a unique and special bond between Mizzou and Enterprise. Enterprise Holdings is a global industry leader, and we bring executives into our St. Louis headquarters from across the United States and around the world. In order to remain successful, our company needs the best and brightest people in leadership roles. The University of Missouri helps us meet that need and so much more. In fact, Mizzou provides our company with more employees than any other institution of higher education in the world. Enterprise today employs more than 600 Mizzou graduates, from entry-level jobs to the highest levels of management. You've already met Pat Farrell, our Chief Marketing and Communications Officer, who graduated from the Missouri School of Journalism in 1977. Also with us is Jim Mann, who through sheer coincidence was Pat's classmate in the J School and is also someone who plays a very important role for us as director of the Taylor Family Office. And then there's Pam Nicholson, President and Chief Operating Officer of Enterprise Holdings, who has been recognized by Fortune magazine as one of the most powerful women in business. Pam is a very proud Mizzou graduate, but for some reason, we couldn't obtain her graduation year. These are only 3 of the many Enterprise leaders who received their initial training right here at Mizzou, and we are very grateful for everything they do to advance our business. This campus is also a great corporate rental account for the Enterprise brand and has been for many years. So on this memorable day, when we honor our partnership and salute the extraordinary work of this university, I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to simply say, thank you for your business. When we began our discussions with Chancellor Deaton about the needs of the university, we became acutely aware of just how much Mizzou relies on private funding to maintain its standing as one of America's great public universities. At Enterprise, We are proud of the way this institution represents our home state. We view our participation in this development campaign as an investment that will benefit not only the students and the university, but every person, institution, and company like ours that is touched by Mizzou. So with that in mind, we are very happy to make this gift to the University of Missouri on behalf of the Taylor family, the Enterprise Holdings Foundation, and every member of the Enterprise family. Chancellor Deaton, we hope our gift of $2 million to the university's endowment fund will truly make a difference. We are fully vested in you and your team. So thank you for everything you do for this university, our state, and our company.
Well, I want to thank again the entire Taylor family. And I was giving Pat a little bit of a hard time coming in because the Taylor family definitely got the colors right today. So I really appreciate that in particular. But we really appreciate that. And I do want to close with a couple of things. I've been giving him a little bit of a hard time today, but this relationship and the partnership would not have happened without Pat Farrell's dedication and focus and many, many conversations that we had with my colleague Ron Kelly and myself. And Pat, I really appreciate your help. One more round of applause also for Pat Farrell's involvement. So we do have some media here, and we'll probably do the questions afterwards. That's what we traditionally do. So we will hang around to be available for any questions you might have, and we're going to do a little bit of a tour later if we can get out in the rain and look around the beautiful campus as well. So thank you again. I want to do one more round of applause for this wonderful gift and commitment from the Enterprise Foundation. And thank you all for coming.